People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you for having me. Now, I don't know for anyone, but the transfer market is still open. Yes, it's 4 weeks or so, or less than that, or just over a month, or I don't even know when the market closes. I just know come the 11th of August, the window's shut. Let's just call it at just over a month. I'm not going to panic because at the end of the day, I don't work for Arsenal. We don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. We don't know what transfers they're working on, what targets they've got, what plan Bs, plan Cs, plan Ds, as you typically need in a transfer market, because not just Arsenal, but many teams, they'll think they've agreed a deal for someone, heads changed, it flipped. For instance, allegedly, you'd think, obviously the silence is deafening, but you'd think we're quite close to someone like Kieran Tierney. Either way, it hasn't happened at this moment in time. So let's just say he decides tomorrow, I want to leave. Do you see what I'm saying, people? If he decides I want to go and I want to leave and go somewhere else, I mean, I don't want to go to Arsenal, I want to leave Celtic and go somewhere else, we're left in the lurch. So I assume we have plan Bs. But for me, in an ideal world, I was just hoping on the case of planning. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I'm not saying we're planning to fail. I'm not saying Arsenal's this. Again, it's still the only time I'll really rant and rave and see things is comes the end of the market if certain areas haven't been addressed. I'll give the team now. But for me personally, people, in an ideal world, I would have liked it to have been a thing where we got in a left back and a centre half specifically, all the targets, but specifically them two. In fact, not all of them, because in an ideal world, you want to do the bulk of your summer business early, but special players and players can become available and certain things can happen in the window, so you kind of got to keep alert to that. So I won't say all of it, but the core bulk of your business, like the areas you really need to address, because we've started the transfer window, we started pre-season, sorry. Give Unai Emery that bit of time to work, that bit more time to work with players that he can move forward with, coaching them defensively. We need to do better in an offensive sense and many different incidences in an attacking sense. I don't feel we're the most clinical and I don't feel we actually create the most chances, but defensively is where we've got to go back to basics. So if he was brought X and Y defender and left back in, he gets just that bit longer to play with them. Now we're not going to come August the 11th and we're suddenly defending like a prime Italian side in the 90s or something. It's not going to happen. What we need is encouraging signs, and football is about fine margins. That extra bit of time can make the difference. What we need to see is early encouraging signs that we're trying to defend better, that we're defending better, we're grabbing a clean sheet. Because why I want to plan even more is because that would have been my thinking before the fixture list came out. But you look at the fixture list, we've got to start well. We know last season we didn't get top four based on how we finished the campaign, and again we started the season against City and Chelsea. We're never going to win them games, but you never know. When you look back at the end of the season next year like this year and you think of where you dropped points, it's going to be a case of what if this, what if that. If we do several things, we give ourselves just that bit of chance. Like you look at Newcastle, first game of the season, allegedly they've got issues around who is going to be managing them and their actual owner next season. But that's away from home, people. How many away points did we pick up? How many positive away stats do we have, people? In fact, even at the start of the season recently, how many times have we actually won on the opening day recently? So I'm all on starting as you mean to end well, because you'd think, obviously Emery, I'm not critiquing Emery, but with a year's experience in the Prem, he knows what some of these players, if he didn't already, are capable of, what he possibly could have done right and wrong. The players, in the Europa League, defensively let themselves down, away record, the current themes, all the typical themes. But the main part would be what happens when you don't take points. You keep being given chances by other teams and failing to take points. You sit in May feeling rotten because you see your rivals getting Champions League, Chelsea winning the title, and you're stuck in another season not playing in Europe's top competition. And I know it feels rotten, people. And I said this last season, they need to use that pain of disappointment and that anguish and that feeling of failure to fuel them. Because if I'm one of them players there, people, and I lost the cup final 4-1 and I missed out by a point in the top four, I'm looking at myself honestly and critiquing myself honestly and thinking, what can I do to improve? But I'm remembering how rotten that feeling is. Like I said, the cup final happened in May. In November, for example, people, when we've got a tough run of games or I'm at training and I don't necessarily want to try or whatever, I'm remembering that feeling, how it felt to lose that final and how it felt to not get top four and be so close. I'm remembering that and I'm using that to fuel me, the fear of being in that situation again. And that's what I want to see next season. I want to see these players fear being in this situation again, how it makes them feel, personally, being questioned as a footballer, because they're professionals, people. I have my opinions on Mustafi, for example, but if he didn't, and you see what I mean, I'm allowed my opinion on Mustafi, and my opinion is irrelevant to him, and it should be, because only the manager should matter. But he should be prideful. Any good footballer is prideful, people. You feel you feel hurt if someone's questioning you like that, critiquing you like that. And that's what I want to see, man. I want to see, away from accountability in the shirt, playing for the shirt and all of these things. Of course I want to see that, but I want to see man playing for themselves. I always give the example, Jens Lehmann and Sol Campbell ready to tear each other's heads off after winning the league at the Lane. Why? Because they want to, Lehmann wanted to keep his clean sheet or whatever, or Campbell wanted to do his thing. They obviously, you don't need to move that mad, but that sort of professionalism should be the benchmark, people. It's the minimum requirement. I praise it myself, but it should be the minimum requirement, people. It's like being an A-star student and being in Oxford. Is it anything to be special on, people? Is it anything to be special? Is that a minimum requirement? You have to be a smart kid to be in them smart places, did it? But who knows, man? I've offered my opinions. I'm going to keep it moving, and I think the line in Tesco's has died down a bit, so thank you very much for tuning in. Apologies for one of my last videos holding the camera all mad. Hopefully the same thing hasn't happened, and if it has happened, I'll edit it out, man. But thank you, I'm out.